What's up? What's up? It's your boy Dwell, aka Mr. J, aquí en la casa with another segment of Las Different Voices. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. You know, thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. And you know what? I want to thank my previous guests that I have. But today I have a new guest, a special guest. My boy, you know, I mentioned him a couple times. You guys probably seen him, Fred Medina. I always mention him pretty much. I throw a shout out. Stoop Down right here, the famous Stoop Down. What's up, Fred? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Glad for having me on the podcast, man. I appreciate that.
It's a blessing, and you know I'm happy that you're here. You know we've been talking about this already a couple times, and we did it. You know what I mean? I know you're busy, you're doing your thing, but you're here, and I want to say thank you. You know I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course.
So what you got? What you got going on, man? You know what's going on with you right now? As of right now, what's going on with you right now?
Right now I'm chilling here at the Dwell Studios on your podcast, and I'm glad to be here. Sideways, of course, coming at you sideways, right?
That's right.
And everything is cool, man. Just working like constantly. You know, working on my craft, professionally and like personal work. You know, recently we just finished the photo shoot for your new album, which I was excited to even start working on, and to see the finished product and how you're pushing it. It's cool, man. It's exciting to see how like you're progressing on that level. You know what I'm saying?
So Fred right here is the guy who took pictures of me on my first album, No Hay Amor, where I'm from, and my second album, Business as Usual. So the pictures you see on my music, it's because of this man right here. You know, thank you, Fred. You know, I still owe you money. I haven't paid you, but
yeah, man, you gotta write that check after this thing.
But I'm in debt to him right now. As of now, I'm in debt to him. You know,
right?
Good photographer right here. What else you do, Fred?
Well, professionally, we can start there. It's like I'm an art director. Currently, I'm working mainly in like the cannabis industry. It's not just art directing, it's pretty much managing a brand for Habit. Shout out to Habit. We do THC flavored drinks, you know, water-based tinctures, gummies. You know, we work with flower products, and you know, we're just trying to keep it real and you know, show what the product does, and just try to move it and make people happy with our product. You know what I'm saying? One puff at a time.
So he brought me some gummy bears. You know, I'm not a weed guy. Maybe back in the day, but as of right now, I'm not. But what is what you brought me, man? You brought me gummy bears and a drink. What is that?
I brought you some. Well, basically they're all kind of categorized as edibles. You know, the gummy bears are like 25 milligram THC gummies. And fuck, man, they hit really fucking good. If you guys want to check out some more of the product, on Instagram, go to at Habit Crafted. But what I brought you today were
shoot me that information later. And
yeah, definitely. I brought you some gummies, little sample pack, you know, to see. You'll sleep well, dude. That's all I can say. You know, you'll sleep well and eat well after you take some of the product.
I eat well, but I need some sleep.
Right.
I need some sleep.
Well, you'll have a good craving for whatever you eat well. You know, after you have some of it. And I also brought you. We actually were known as the original cannabis cocktail because it's a sparkling drink. What I brought you, and it's a 100 milligram drink.
So it doesn't have alcohol?
No alcohol. It's got better than alcohol, dude. It's got THC in it. And it's cool, man. It's like...
so it doesn't get you drunk, it gets you high.
It gets you... It fucking gets you high, and it gets you drunk in a different level of drunk. You know, there's different levels of drunkenness. You know, obviously, you know, with moderation, everybody, you know, or not. You know?
Don't get too wild.
Yeah. Or get high, whatever, you know. One of our slogans is microdose or megadose. You know, everybody has their limitations. But yeah, it's a THC drink, 100 milligram drink, and you can, you know, have it on the rocks or mix it into like an alcoholic drink. You can mix it in whatever you'd like, and it, you know, gives you a good little kick. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So
well, I'll think about it at least. I'll think about it.
Yeah.
It might sit there for a little while, to be honest.
Have a gummy and think about it. You know?
Well, I'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't disappear somewhere.
Oh, you'll disappear.
So you've been doing that for a while?
Yeah, well, like I said, this is my latest, pretty much full-time project I'm doing with these guys, with the Habit Crew, and it's already come to about a year. Doing all the marketing, pretty much managing the whole brand with visuals, everything from photography, product photography, lifestyle photography, model photo shoots, video stuff. Like any brand right now, the major push is trying to promote the brand on social media, primarily Instagram. So it's pretty much creating content for that, and content to move the product out of the warehouse. We manufacture here in Costa Mesa, so yeah, man, it's cool. Like wake up every day, even though it's always a full-time job, but it's always cool when you have something to wake up to, and you look forward to walking in there and just producing dope shit.
Well, technically that's what you'd call your 9 to 5, right?
That's my 9 to 5.
That's your 9 to 5. That's your main. But in reality, pretty much that what we want to talk about also, and it's the main
personal
thing.
Work.
It's your freelance work, what you do on your personal side, because like I said, you're a photographer, video guy. You do videos, right? What would you call that?
For my career in managing a brand, the art direction, all that stuff. That's that's a little bit of everything, photography, video. But my personal
well, that's
work,
what you do in your 9 to 5 too, right? You on top of managing, you like what you take pictures of them and
I take pictures of lifestyle photography with models. I take pictures of the product and cool
like
cool
magazines
lighting.
or no?
No. Most of the stuff right now. I mean, dude, good luck. I mean, when's the last time you picked up a magazine? It's been a while, right? Yeah. Magazines are pretty much.
We're in the digital age. We could talk about magazines too, because you did work for magazines, right?
I did. I worked for the OC Weekly. I was their art director for about a little over a year before they shut down. It's kind of interesting when I think about it, being the last art director for the OC Weekly.
Yeah, that's straight up.
When it was like a big staple in Orange County,
So there's no more OC Weekly.
There's no more OC Weekly, man. It ended. It ended in November. I think it was 2 years ago already. That in November, the day before Thanksgiving, the owner just pulled the plug. And it's, and you take it with stride. You just take things with stride. Something is great for a moment, but moments are like it's like being on a roller coaster. You'll have a good time, everything's going great on those loops, and then boom, the ride is over, and then you just got to go on to the next ride. The next business venture, I guess you can say.
That's dope though. He like I said, he took my pictures on so the pictures you see are because of him.
Yeah, man.
The pictures you see are stoop down. He stooped down. Like I said, I throw shout outs. Stoop down. Stoop down. If you see some red right here, that's stoop down too.
That's stoop down.
If you see some red right here in the background, that's stoop down.
The lights, right? Yeah. Man. You gotta support.
So real quick, I talking about photography. It was a weird. At least let's take it back a year ago. A year ago today. All this COVID stuff started. How was that for you, man?
I was in the thick of it, you can say. This is talking about my personal work. Fuck, man. A year ago today, Trump was in office. COVID was like cracking off, like as far as the shutdowns, countywide, statewide. I mean, the countrywide in general. And, the protests were happening. The Black Lives Matter protests were happening. And
right after because Black Lives Matters has been even before COVID, right?
Even before COVID.
But this was basically what you could call it the Floyd incident.
Yeah, the George Floyd incident.
It was Black Lives Matter, but Floyd incident, right? Talk about that a little bit and what you were doing and where were you?
Well,
the scene that was going on.
Yeah, when BLM was kicking off, even before that, obviously when the George Floyd incident happened, it went fucking, it exploded. That's a good way to say it. It just fucking exploded, with protests, just awareness in general, worldwide, And what I was doing is I was already, because I do a lot of street photography, That's I want to say that's like the core of my enjoyment.
That's your graffiti right now.
That's my version of my graffiti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can say that. That's a good way to say it. But I was documenting. I've always documented just life in general with my camera. You know what I mean? Everything from like, you see something interesting in life, and any good photographer will know it's like you just, you take pictures of life as it comes, that you experience it. And the whole point of street photography for me is to share that experience with the world. And this time last year, the world was pretty much in chaos, man. Orange County was in chaos. And I was out there documenting
where in Orange County? Because Orange County is big.
Well, I mean, primarily it was protests that were happening in Santa Ana. I was in Huntington Beach.
But mainly, yeah, that's basically what I want you to talk about a little, the Huntington Beach.
Oh, the Huntington Beach scene?
Because you went there more than once on top of that.
No, I went there a couple times.
That's at least nationwide, and it came out in the news. Everybody knows people were protesting in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Because it's considered the most racist spot in the U.S. From what some people even say the U.S., but I know for sure in Orange County.
It's a city. Huntington Beach is interesting, man. You've got like the surf culture, mixed in with I mean, they call it Surf City. You know what I mean? It's like pretty much one of the capitals of surfing, for that aspect in Orange County. I mean, there's like statues in the middle of right by the pier of like surfers. Surf City. But also Huntington Beach is definitely known for their outgoing stance on racism, white supremacy, nationalist movement have a big place there. And yeah, man, I was out there photographing the events that were happening during this time, and even now. Like I was just in Huntington Beach a couple months ago, photographing an event, everything from like anti-COVID lockdown protests. I was there recently again it was supposed to be like a white supremacist kind of White Lives Matter movement march, or not march, but a White Lives Matter protest. And there was supposed to be, counter protesters that were Black Lives Matter based. What came to happen when I was there, it was very few, white supremacists, I want to say, or White Lives Matter, participants. But it was very few. But even the few that were there, they had swastika tattoos, the Nazi skull tattoos, young, old. It's disappointing. But going back to the basis of it, it's like I was in Huntington Beach for a couple times because that's where like a lot of the movements, as far as like again, the White Lives Matter, COVID.
Yeah, they might be white or racist, but they were voicing there, right?
Well, it's not just white people. It's like you've got white people, Latinos, you've got Asians that all are kind of like yelling out the same message, which is, America first, everybody else fuck them. You know what I mean? I mean, there was Asian people. They were probably Japanese from what I saw, in my opinion. You've got Asian people with signs that say "fuck China." You know what I mean? And well, yeah. But what most people don't realize is like there's a lot of there's racism even within the Asian communities.
Yeah.
Like from what I understand, from what I know, I'm not stating any facts, but like there's a lot of internal racism within the Asian community, between people that are from Vietnamese, from China, from Japan. A lot of Japanese people think that they're high up, on the scale, on the podium of like being like, okay, we're the elite, Asian people, and everybody under us is shit, which is negative in any form. I mean, but you got also Mexicans that are, pro-Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, it's a free country. It's a free country.
It is a free country, and as a person who's out there documenting these events, I do see that. Like, I see that, like, everybody has the right to protest. It's just, it's a very tricky and sensitive issue when you've got a protest in a city that's known very strongly for having like racial supremacist movements, I think it becomes a little bit different than just saying like, hey, this is all for America. But in actuality, sometimes, you know, they're coming in saying this is about us and fuck the rest.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a trip.
And that's just how, you know, I mean, that happens throughout the whole country, and that's just, you know, kind of what we have to deal with. Everybody has the right to say their opinion, and I like being there to capture those moments. You know what I mean? Because when you have a group of people that are for their ideology, Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, they're going to come in force, and they're going to express themselves very strongly, you know, depending on what side they're on. And as a documentary photographer, photojournalism, I like to call it, you know, or as it's termed. I think it's important. Street photography, yes, but it's more like photojournalism because, you know, I think it's important that the public sees what's going on, even in their backyards. You know what I mean? Like the news lately, they'll saturate things or maybe just, you know, put certain things out in a very short amount of time. But a photograph that's posted on my social media, you can go back and see that and analyze it for yourself and make your own judgments. And yeah, man, to me, it's a need to be out there and document these events. And I tend to go document more of like the strong, like, I guess a bit harsher events, just because like it's also like it's interesting being within that energy and just navigating yourself from this side, the BLM side, to the, you know, to the white nationalist side. Then you got the police in the middle. It's like just a cocktail of just this insane energy that I capture with my camera. You know what I mean?
Being in the middle, you know, because there's black and there's white.
I'm in the middle.
You're brown. So on top of that, how was it? Did you get like being at least at Huntington Beach? Speaking the times you went to Huntington Beach,
right?
Did you get any? But just taking pictures of people, like what was that? How was that feeling? What did you get from the people, either side, and how was the reaction from the people, and you being raza? You know what I mean?
That comes into play. It's come into play only very few amount of times, to be honest. When I go out there and document, like, to be honest, I have to be neutral. I'm like completely neutral. Like when everything is happening and I'm in the thick of it, it's good to, you know, to feel invisible in a way. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be invisible, and I just want to capture what's happening raw and document that. I've had moments when people like, I was there for a couple months ago for an anti-COVID or COVID is fake kind of, or anti-lockdown, I guess, protest. And, you know, there was a fight even between, you know, the protesters. There was a fight within the anti-lockdown COVID protesters. And I was taking photos of the fight, you know, and, you know, I had this big white guy just, you know, he didn't touch me or anything, but he was like, what the fuck are you doing? He just came at me because I was like right in the middle of, you know, them fighting with, like, infighting with them each other. And I can, you know, you can just, when you're out there photographing between all this, like, people, you can kind of sense, like, I don't know, man, it's weird. You can kind of sense where they're coming from. When some are just, like, blindly part of it, when some are completely just for, like, you know, like, white power. And when there's just spectators, but like, for example, this guy came up to me and he's like, who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here. You know, and you know, you can feel when somebody's coming at you because, you're brown, you're Latino. And this guy did that, but that kind of stuff really doesn't, like, you know, faze me. I've had more issues, actually more violence geared towards me when I'm out there photographing by Santa Ana PD than actual people. But
well, we could talk about that too. But go ahead, finish.
Yeah, and I was saying, so if it's kind of like a mindset, man, and you're just so in your mindset. And I'll have my press pass, you know, and I never had any issues except for that one issue, or people will ask you like, who are you with? You know, and I'm freelance. I'm a freelance, you know, photojournalist, and I say that, and everything kind of, you know, fizzles out as far as like, you know, things that are going to escalate because I'm there. But you know, it's not just me. There's other photographers, other, you know, videographers. There's live streamers, obviously, in all these events. So yeah, you know, people can say like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, get the fuck out. But that doesn't faze me. Like, you know, if you're there to do a job and capture something, that's the main goal, you know. Unless somebody grabs you, or like I said, if a fucking cop fucking, you know, shoots a fucking rubber bullet at you, obviously you're gonna kind of stop, you know what I mean, and chill, and like, what the fuck is going on here?
So talking about cops, all right, I remember this a while back when Trump won, because right here on Bristol, Santana.
Yeah, Bristol and McFadden.
Well, pretty much all of Bristol, right?
Pretty much all of Bristol.
I remember walking, but pretty much right now the spot is Bristol, McFadden. Mm-hmm. But let's just say Bristol in general. That when Trump won, everybody went out.
Yeah,
at least in Santana, the raza went out.
Yeah.
I felt pride, like that. I was like, wow, I never seen Santana do this. Mm-hmm. But you were there. You were there taking pictures.
Yeah.
Talk about how it was with the SAPD.
Well, with the SAPD, I mean, there was a couple instances. You were there for the first one when Trump initially got elected, and that was a giant protest.
Because you got hurt, right?
Not on that one.
Oh,
not on that one. That was like, I got hit with a bullet to the head on one after that.
Talk about that right now. Well, when you get to
Well, I want to talk about the first one when you were there. Actually, you're the one that notified me that, hey, there's a protest going on here, and I immediately just got there. I think it was around 7:30 in the afternoon. I show up, and it started at the corner of Bristol and McFadden, kind of like centered at that chevron in that corner.
Yeah, that's kind of the spot,
that's
the center
like the start
of it.
off point.
Yeah, for everything say, now, you know? Even like yeah. So go ahead.
And yeah, I mean, from there, people just started coming in. It grew. Next thing you know, they walked, I think, all the way to about like about Bristol and Warner. It just went that far, and every street you passed, it just piled on, and more people. You know, more activism. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's protesters, but what they're doing, they're just, you know, they're being activists at that point, whether they know it or not. You know what I mean? And it just erupted. That was one of the first times that I experienced something that strong. What you see on TV, like on the George Floyd protests, where people like riot gear and fucking, you know.
Yeah, because the SWAT went out.
Yeah, of course.
It was a SWAT. It wasn't just the police. It was the SWAT.
They went out, but it was fascinating, like experiencing that in the corner, around the corner where you grew up at, because when you see it on TV, you see it like in third world countries, even first world countries, in the world in general. You see those kinds of strong protests. You know, people throwing bottles, people just being fed up with authority in general. Yeah,
because we don't experience that in Santana too much. When people go out to protest, we go out to do this madre.
What we do experience, you know, physical, verbal abuse by the authorities.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That just happens on the daily.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you have moments like that, when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, 500, 700, 1,000 people. And everybody is on that same mindset of just like fuck the system.
Yeah,
it's gonna get
beautiful.
Fucking heated.
Yeah,
it's gonna get heated. It is beautiful. But it gets to a point where it's like now it becomes like it does become I don't want to say mob mentality, but that's the easiest way to kind of describe it. But in general, it's not really mind mentality. It's just when you have so many people gathered in one place and they're saying strong things. I mean, you have a president who just got elected who said that Mexicans are fucking rapists.
Yeah.
And talking trash on our culture, our people in general.
He went one by one and he started with us.
Of course. But when you have that, and you know, Santa Ana is a city where it's pretty much built on people that come here from other countries. Obviously, the majority is Mexican, but you come here and he's pretty much what all those people, in my opinion, the reason it got so crazy and so many mass amounts of people, first of all, you've got these low-income neighborhoods on the side of Bristol, you know, especially in the corner of Bristol and McFadden, those apartment complexes. You're gonna have a mob of those people come out. You know what I mean? And you give somebody the ability to express themselves, to verbally yell at the police when all their life, maybe they haven't even gotten abused by the cops themselves, but they know somebody who has.
Yeah.
You bring them all together, it's gonna become chaos, because now you have this mass amounts of people who don't know how to really express themselves and speak about their opinion. And this is all just, you know, from my opinion, like that's what it's gonna create. It's gonna create like mass chaos. And to be honest, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. The city should know that, like, you can't just push somebody into a corner for so long. You know, like, you push them into a corner for so long, eventually you grab your dog and you push it in a corner, you leave it in the corner forever, that dog eventually is gonna fucking come back and bite your ass. You know, he's like, fuck this, I'm hungry, fuck this, I want to go outside, I want to go out, I want to walk on the grass. And that's kind of what happened, and that's what's been happening. And that actually is a little closer, right? Is what's constantly happened since, you know, during like those 4 fucking turbulent fucking Trump years. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he thought he can just keep motherfuckers in the corner, and I was there, and I was glad to be out there documenting that you fucking can't be doing that shit. You cannot push fucking society in general into a fucking corner and expect them just to fucking be complacent and, you know, be fucking timid. You know what I mean? What they did, like, they were expressing their American right to fucking, like, to speak against, like, the system, you know? And what I said earlier, it's like, what you see, because, like, I see myself in a lot of people like that, you know what I mean? It's like, you put yourself in a position, and it's like, the only way you can express yourself sometimes, and to be honest, in my opinion, it's just gonna happen, and it's normal and it's natural. Some people don't have, you know, some people aren't gonna write their fucking feelings down on a piece of paper. Some people aren't gonna write books about how they grew up in this area, and this area has been nothing but shit to them, and it's hurt them. Some people, the easiest way to fucking express frustration is to fucking just break shit. You know, and that is a human, and that's just a human trait. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, shit, dude. When I get pissed off, I'll do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's like.
So what happened the second time?
Well, I mean, it was various times, but when again, finishing off. Well, when I got hit by the cop, that was the second time. But I want to finish off.
Okay.
From that first protest. That Trump protest. At the end, I think I was there from like 7:30 to about 1 a.m. You know?
Yeah, because I left early.
And I walked all the way from, you know, where it started on Bristol and McFadden all the way to Warner and back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm just fucking. I mean, I think I logged in like maybe 3,000 or something photos, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, man. I was just shooting. You're just in the thick of it, and you're just capturing everything. You know what I mean? Because things should be documented. You know what I'm saying?
Did people let themselves get pictures taken
at
of
that
them?
point? I think
or
people
were just
at that point, you know, there were some people that, you know, like very few. Again, I didn't count them in my hand, but I think when you're photographing, you know, those types of events, those type of instances, nobody's thinking about, they're just thinking about how to fucking like express their rage, because they've got other people with the same mindset of expressing rage and frustration and just being fed up with the system that maybe has not worked for them. It's like, I don't think they're fucking worried about, like, don't take my fucking picture. There were people that I wouldn't even expect to fucking be there standing in front of me, and they allow me to take their picture. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm there to fucking document.
And what was the reaction? Because on your Instagram, there's pictures of you taking the pictures of the cops.
Yeah.
And that is that what caused you to get hit?
That happened on a different instance. Well, just to speak about that really quick, there was a second protest there. Again, it began on
like a week later or the next day. I don't remember.
I think it was it was sometime last year. It was sometime last year.
Oh, it was a different day?
Yeah, it was a different day. It was a different day. Bristol and McFadden and Santa Ana, it's been host to like a lot of movements there. Well, protests, you know, like you know, activists, you know, it's a good spot.
I just trying to get you to speak of that because people don't know what that is, how it feels, you know, for the law, the people that are supposed to protect you, to hurt you, you know.
Okay, well, going to that happened sometime last year. I was there documenting another protest. It was it was a Black Lives Matter.
It's happened to a lot of people, but
it was.
Now I got a victim here now, you know. So that happened to you. No,
I wasn't a victim. I don't consider myself a victim.
You know what
at all.
I mean, though. You know, it happened to you. Then
it did.
And like it happens to many people that get pepper sprayed.
And I was
exactly,
whatnot, you know, exactly. This happened. This happened during that first one we talked about. That was when Trump first got elected. That was in November. You know, when the year when he first got elected, and everybody was like, "Fuck this," you know. When I got shot by the cop with a rubber bullet. That happened on, you know, kind of similar situation. You know, the first one was Trump got elected. Fuck this. Let's go out there. Like, let's demonstrate. The second one was shortly after George Floyd was, you know, killed by the cop. You know, and it was the same fucking energy, dude. It was like, fuck this, fuck the system. We're out here. It was mainly youth. You know what I mean? And they were out there fucking like, you know, like showing Santa Ana, showing the fucking world that we're not going to fucking take this shit. You can't just fucking kill minorities and shit. You know what I mean? And to be honest, even though, again, I mean, sometimes I'm not even that eloquent of saying it, but that's what it is. It's like you can't just go out there and fucking like kill people and fucking deal with it. Especially when everybody has the same mindset of like, no, this is not going to happen. You get 500 motherfuckers like that, you're going to change something. You're going to change something, you know? But going to the fact of, or going to the point of the George Floyd BLM protest, I was there covering the same situation. It was a bit more heated. It was a bit more, it was way more tense because now you have the factor of like, you know, the pandemic happening. You know what I mean? You have that issue going on. You know what I'm saying? Like masks. There was some people with masks, some people without masks. Cops had fucking like, you know, they had riot gear type fucking gas masks and shit. And you had not just fucking cops, not Santa PD, but I think they even called in reinforcements like the sheriffs. I think there were some other cops from other cities. I'm not sure about that, but definitely there were some fucking, you know, Orange County sheriffs in that motherfucker. But I was out there photographing, man. And what happened was the cops, they were fucking, I mean, these motherfuckers were just shooting at fucking protesters. And again, like I said earlier, it's like a lot of these people that are out there protesting, it's not our parents, it's not your fucking grandma, it's people that are out there who can like, it's the youth, you know?
Yeah. And
that's even more important for me to be out there and document. You know what I mean? It's like, you think people don't give a fuck about like who they are, who they want to become, like the state of their city, the way, you know, the city treats them like the police. Well, motherfuckers do, especially when you have something semi-organized. They're going to be out there in force, and they were in force. So they were throwing bottles, they were throwing rocks. You know, there were some moments where I'm shooting a photo of a cop close up, and I see, you know, rocks just falling right next to me. And nowadays I have like, you know, a helmet and shit like that and goggles. But back then I was just out there fucking straight up raw, dude. Just my camera. I have a sling. I usually have like my DSLR with like a long lens, a 70 to 200 millimeter. And then I have my small mirrorless camera with like an equivalent 35 millimeter lens. So I'm out there photographing, and then I see fucking cops just, you know, start fucking shooting these kids in the legs.
Dang.
And the chest with non-lethal fucking like shotgun ammunition.
Yeah.
Pretty much beanbags. Yeah, like I'm out there photographing, and I have kids coming up to me and be like, "Hey man, take a photo of my friend here. Take a photo of my fucking homie. He just got shot in the fucking leg, like his thighs and shit like that." And pretty much just to talk about what you really want to hear. There was a Santa Ana PD. You know, most of the cops have batons during protests, but some motherfuckers have
The guns.
Rubber bullet.
Yeah, the rubber bullet.
The rubber bullet guns.
Is
and
it a
he
shotgun?
was just pointing him. No, it's like a mortar. It's like a handheld fucking mortar.
Okay.
With like it's like, like this big fucking like
Okay.
blue top rubber fucking bullet, It looks like a fucking mortar. There was a couple of them fucking just laid on the ground. And what's funny, really just to throw this in there, Santa Ana reported that there was no use of that fucking use of those fucking non-lethal weapons. But shit, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's gonna say what they fucking want to say. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, I see this fucking cop, and I have a photo of him. I mean, I can zoom into his badge number if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But this cop is just pointing this weapon at kids. Fucking kids, dude. Teenagers are out there. And of course, maybe some of them are just out there because it's just fucking free for all, man. You have a fucking free for all to like experience fucking just like a complete fucking release of any, in their minds, liability of fucking of getting caught. Fuck yeah, we're out here. I mean, there's people with fucking with like motorized mini scooters out there just roaming around and driving. And I see this cop just pointing this fucking like cannon at these fucking kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, but they're
cuerno de chivo.
Well, yeah, dude, exactly. Fuck, man, it sucks, but
yeah.
And I had my long lens. Well, let me finish. I had my long lens. My on my DSLR, it's a 70 to 200 millimeter, so it's a pretty fat fucking lens, I start pointing that at the cop who's pointing his fucking like rubber bullet gun at the youth. So I'm thinking, fuck, man, this motherfucker, like, so I'm pointing it at him, my lens, my Canon, and I'm thinking, fuck, if I point at this, hopefully he won't fucking shoot some fucking kid, Because, dude, they're fucking kids, man. Like to be honest, they don't know the severity of what the fuck they're doing, I think. Adrenaline hits you, like logic goes out the fucking window. So I'm pointing at him, and then I noticed that he stops. He doesn't stop, but he, lowers his fucking weapon.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the line where they're holding. This happened right in front of the Bristol Swap Mall. I see this cop, and he starts talking to, I guess, one of the main guys that's holding the line right by the Bristol Swap Mall. They're talking. Boom. Next thing you know, I start talking to a friend of mine who I see there, another photojournalist photographer. I start talking to him, and then it just fucking happens, man. It felt like somebody hit me in the head with a fucking hammer.
Damn.
And I just had my hat on. Kind of like I have it right now. And then it just like, boom, I had my friend Albert. Shout out to my boy Albert. He's always there backing me up, making sure like we're both kind of, somewhat okay. When you're like in those situations, it's like you want to have.
Is Albert the one that wears the Chalino Sanchez pants?
No. Albert is another homie. He lives at the. He has one of the studios in the complex where I have my work studio.
Oh, is it the guy that I met in the video when we were chilling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Albert, the homeboy Albert.
Yeah.
But anyway, boom. Next thing you know, dude, like it felt like somebody hit you on the head with a fucking hammer at full fucking force. I take off my hat because I don't know what the fuck happened, and all I'm hearing is like, oh, you know how fucking, you know how it is, dude. Everybody's like, oh shit, and then next thing you know, just blood starts coming down my fucking face, and I start, yeah, man, fuck yeah, I freaked out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I did actually check to make sure I didn't get any blood on my lenses, you know what I mean? I did do that first.
Que me muera yo, pero
Que
la
me
cámara
muera yo,
no.
pero you know what I mean? I can still get, some money on eBay if things go really bad, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, that sucks though. That
No, but let me finish. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, finish. I want you to finish. Hurry up.
So I know, right? Get it, make it snappy, So anyway,
I asked you that like 20 minutes ago.
Blood starts coming down. They're like, fuck, dude. At that moment when I had no idea of the amount of injury that I had, I'm bleeding. You get cut on your head. The head is a fucking bleeder, dude. I start bleeding. Man, it's the most fucked up feeling when you're hurt, but you can't count on the authorities. The cops were right in front of me. The cops fucking shot me. They were right in front of me, They didn't fucking move. They held their fucking line. But it's a very fucking, it's a pretty interesting feeling, dude, when you're hurt and you have no idea where to get help from, And luckily there was like other demonstrators, other protesters, and they were fucking prepared. This white girl was called over by this Mexican dude who was there protesting, and they were prepared, man. This guy saw me. He's like, we have somebody hurt. It's like fucking like, like you see in the, like, medic, like in the movies and shit. They have me sit down. They bandaged me up. I swear to God, it took like maybe like 2 minutes. They just bandaged me up. They're like, all right, man, you're good. Everything's okay. Like, like they were like, you can see everything's cool. I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. And then I took a couple more photos that day, and
you went home happy.
I went home fucking happy, dude. Actually, I went home. My girl was freaking out, obviously. But I went home and I edited fucking photos and posted them up that same fucking day. You know what I'm saying?
You had eyeball missing. But
fuck, man. I was pissed, man. I was fucking pissed. You hear that shit happening. You hear of people getting fucking like severely fucking injured by cops that are fucking, that assault people with supposedly non-lethal weapons. I mean, you have a person, you have people that have died, lost their fucking eye. Man, like, I was so fucking upset. If that fucking bullet wouldn't have fucking just grazed my head, and even just grazing it, I come to find out that it fucking grazed my fucking head and it cut it from there. If it would have hit my fucking eye, man, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Probably, good thing it did.
Of course. Good thing it didn't. But god damn it, dude. And
it happens to a lot of people. A lot of people that go out to fight for what is right. I mean, in some instances, maybe it's not right what you're fighting for. But if you're fighting for what like all these things we see on TV now, it's not just TV. It's reality. And
reality is more fucking fascinating than
people
television.
Are getting hurt. You go out to fight for what you believe in, you're gonna get hurt. You can be the unlucky one to get hurt. So just be safe. Well,
right now I want to make sure people know what's happening in Colombia right now. Colombia, also in I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's Miramar or something like that. It's like well, recently I saw a video of protesters in Colombia, and over there they're protesting not Black Lives Matter, not the president who insulted their heritage. They're fighting because it's in Brazil, and they're fighting because they raise their fucking taxes, and there's new tax laws that the poor are gonna get obviously more fucked than people that have money. But like right now, it's like it's kind of the point where the cops are just shooting people in general, man. And just like I thought I would never see such a big incident happen right around the corner. It's like, if things go crazy, it's like again, this is my opinion. It's like what people should understand. It's like if things ever hit the fucking fan and we really got to go out there and demonstrate about injustices that we feel as a community, as a city, as an individual, as a whole, like everybody just be careful, because don't be surprised. Just like the cops are shooting people to kill with live ammunition in Colombia, don't ever think that it can't happen here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it definitely
be safe, because you never know. Yeah. Don't underestimate the situation.
Don't underestimate underestimate power in general, and the extent that power,
and the person behind that power.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, most importantly, don't underestimate the extent that power will what power will do to stay in motherfucking power. Yeah. And man, it's crazy and shit.
Real quick. Also, I brought you in here too because you what you call it. I like bringing, not just raza, but I strongly, obviously, to me, raza, but sometimes it can be anybody that's doing something, because sometimes as you're doing what you're doing and you're promoting it and
creatively, you mean?
Creatively, or even you're getting out there, you're getting out there to do what you want. And there's a lot of people in our communities, in our raza, and that think they don't have a voice, a thought, or anything going out, you know. So what do you say to that, you know, real quick?
Shit, man. Right now it's like everybody has a fucking voice.
Because right now people aren't going out. There's people that don't go out. They're scared, but it doesn't mean you can't do something, you know. What positivity you have to the youth and to the grown man that thinks he can't, or stuck in his own world, or stuck in a little block, or, you know, there's more. Just give a quick thought on that.
Well, with that, I mean, what you said earlier, it's like they feel like they have no voice. Everybody, especially right now, we're living in the moment. I think things are so in the point of, we're so close to chaos every day nowadays, it feels like, because everybody has a voice. Because every single person has a voice. Their voice can be like taking video of some injustice happening by a cop. Their voice can be like this girl doing t-shirts that are, you know, pro whatever she believes in. Everybody has a voice. It's just how you want to use it. If you really want to like make a stance and say a voice, and I'm sorry, you like, I just want to say it's like everybody has a voice. It's like right now people are using their voice, you know, to do like, you know, promos for themselves. Like this girl's using her voice, you know, because she has a nice body to promote clothing. It's like everybody has a voice. It's just how are you going to use it? If you feel that you don't know how to use it, just open up fucking Instagram and see how other motherfuckers. If you really have a voice, there's other people that have the same exact message that you want to say, or the same issue you want to address. It's a matter of just putting yourself out there without any fear and expressing it. If your expression is taking photos with a professional camera or a phone, or poetry, it's like the ways of expressing yourself and having a voice is endless. It's endless nowadays, and we're only coming into more different ways of giving people that voice. You know what I mean? Like podcasts, live streams. It's just a matter of if you really want to go out there and have your voice, be it start a business or start documenting whatever's happening in your street, you have that ability. And it's like right now it's so fucking fascinating because you can do that. You can actually like express your voice and you can be compensated by it. That's what's fascinating. Yeah. You have a voice
basically
right
for yeah. We're gonna keep going, but I also just want to throw it out there, like for someone who has the idea, you know, but spit your game on that, you know, spit your game.
Somebody
on
who has the idea,
but doesn't like, okay, the rapper who doesn't have a mic, the camera guy who doesn't have a phone. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Then reach out.
Not everybody's political, you know. I'm not trying to see the.
No, of course.
Positivity,
yeah.
like
I know too much politics, right?
Yeah,
this is the politics issue of Sideways.
To be a positive platform for anybody and help promote and help stand up, give up, you know.
Well, actually, we haven't really been political. I'm just.
No, you know happening. What I mean.
Yeah. Of course. But what's the easy way to do, especially again, right now we have the means to it. If you're unsure of how to like express yourself, artistically, musically, whatever, it's like what people have to be, and it took me a while, it took me a while to realize it. It's like, don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody who you follow, who's within your city, be it on Instagram, Facebook. Reach out and be like, hey, man, I'm doing the same thing you are. I really, admire your work. Reach out, and there's nothing better to, like, enhance your skills than to collaborate. You know what I mean? Like, just like you. It's like, you freestyle, you make music, you rap. But you need somebody to, sometimes to provide you those beats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Same exact thing. It's like, I know it's hard if you're shy. You can't do it by yourself. And more power to you if you're doing it by yourself, because that's mad fucking props. But for that matter, don't be afraid to reach out to other people. Even though you don't, there's beauty in like just meeting brand new people who are exactly in the same kind of mindset, the same artistic media, or non-artistic media, just in the media in general. You know, if somebody fixes bikes and you want to start like, you know, some bike program, there's mad people out there that can help you out with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Reach out. I mean, your neighbor can be somebody that like can back you up with it. It's just you never had the urge or felt the need to even like, you know, contact that person. It's what I'm trying to say is like like-minded people, like we appreciate each other, and that can sometimes be intimidating to reach out, but trust me, it's like if you work with somebody who's in the same mindset, the same activity that you're doing, seriously, for the most part, it's all just a plus to reach out for more.
Yeah, because a while ago I did an interview with Fred. He was one of the first guys I actually did an interview. Check it out; it's on my page. But you were I kind of witnessed when you were starting. But he was part of the big major art scene. He was one of the original guys, Fred.
Oh, yeah, and
Fred and his crew. It happens once a month or something like that.
Well, the art walk, yeah. Well, the art walk is just one small part of it.
But how was that? Because I know you also got with the crew. You know what I mean? You got with the group or crew, or you collaborated.
The way I started in the Santa Ana art scene is I had just moved back to Santa Ana. I was living in Mexico for a while, and I had just moved back. And I started doing wheat pasting, just putting my art in the streets. You know what I mean? I had no idea of how to come into a gallery. I had no idea about being within a group of like, you know, working with artists in general, like a group of artists in general, aside from back in the days with your crew, graffiti crew. But, you know, the whole art gallery scene, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? So what I did is it was as easy as like where I went to go get my large prints done to wheat paste. One of the guys behind the counter was an artist. Oh, you're doing this? Oh, cool. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? You have to be open to conversation and open to new ideas, and especially just open to people. Because when I started working with Jovan, who I met when he was working at FedEx at Kinko's.
Shout out to Jovan.
Shout out to Jay.
I invited him too, so maybe we get him in here soon.
Definitely. From there on, I started, I met him. He introduced me to Michael Zabrowski.
Shout out to that guy.
Follow Mike at
June,
X is the Weapon.
I know him by June.
Jovan is at Jovan7, I think. He changes it all the time. I don't know. I think it's Jovan or Jovan7. Anyway, yeah, man. And my need just to put my art out there, just in the streets, you know, like that led me to other people that are the same kind of mindset. These guys were already established doing, you know, some small art galleries. But that's what I just want to say that too, like stay true to your craft. Stay true to whatever drives you to be creative, music, art, writing, building, whatever. Just stay true to it. And the universe is an interesting place, man. Next thing you know, you'll be revolving around kind of that same energy and meet new people, and it just expands from there. You know?
Yeah, it was. I like bringing that up because it was. At least it was some dope times because it's not really going on right now with all the stuff.
Yeah, with COVID and everything.
And then in downtown, I mean, pretty much they were all abandoned buildings that they let you guys do what you want to do.
Yeah, we work with some of the building developers.
And right now they're pretty much filled up. So, but it was some good times, man.
It was fun,
I got to witness a little bit. I just go for the shows, and here and there I would be there when everybody was preparing.
Well, you performed at one of my shows.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
That was one of your first performances, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had too many, but maybe my third or fourth one.
But that's what I mean. Like, you know, you have to, you know.
That one was dope too because you had skate competitions. On top of that, there's art around, skate competitions. There's liquor.
Yeah.
There's different. It's a different type of people right there. You see.
I did the first. Well, yeah, it was. I did the first organized game of skate in Santa Ana, sponsored by Enjoy, Almost Dwindle Skateboards. So that was really cool.
Do you guys have anything planned, or you have anything planned as of, let's say, starting today? What you got planned regarding shows, art, photos? What are your next projects?
Well, right now with everything closed, I just need to keep myself like I just need to keep that fire lit, man. You know what I mean? I have planned to do more photography projects within my studio. And then, what's going to happen, I know this is going to happen. What's going to happen is you have all this work piled up, all this personal work. I'll find a way to present it. I'm not too worried about where I'm going to present it, because you do the work and it finds a way to opportunities will find their way to you. You know, if you just keep hustling.
And I want to talk about this real quick too. How was it? You know, you know what? That's why I brought him in. You know, I'm a guy who likes supporting anybody. Doesn't matter you're black, white, brown, but obviously a raza. You know, a raza. And to me, you know, Fred he got a show in the Bowers Museum. It was for one day, right?
It was for 2 days.
2 days, but he got a whole
wing.
It was dedicated to him.
Yeah.
Or not dedicated to him, but it was do what you want to do. And you walk in and it's all his stuff. Like pretty much the big main room. How was that and how you get it? And talk about it real quick.
Well, that was I got the opportunity with I got a grant, actually. The city of Santa Ana gave me I applied for a grant. Actually, for other artists, musicians, whatever, Santa Ana provides artist grants every year, and maybe we can put the link. You know.
Yeah, shoot me all the info.
Yeah, I will. But
in a day or two.
Exactly.
Tonight, shoot me all the info you want.
But Santa Ana every year has money allocated to the arts, you know, and you submit your proposal of what you want to do. How would you use this money? Obviously, it's to benefit the city, and you know, like not benefit the city, but you know, because community focused. You know what I mean? How is it going to benefit the community, your environment? How is it going to better Santa Ana? You know, and they give out money for this every year. Everything from organizations to individuals. And I came into one of the meetings, because you go to meetings and you hear the whole information. And leaving the meeting, actually, for the Santa Ana artist grants, the fucking vision just hit me, dude, like a fucking lightning bolt. And I'm like, I'm gonna do a fucking photo documentary of the city of Santa Ana, you know. And it just the idea just fucking hit me immediately, and I knew exactly what I was gonna do, and I did it in a way, you know, did the whole proposal in a way. It's like I did it in a way where like they cannot say no to this. If they say no to this, they say no to Santa Ana. You know what I mean? And I applied for the grant. I'm gonna do this, you know, pretty much in really quick. It's like I made a grant stating how I'm gonna photograph every aspect of the city of Santa Ana: architecture, the people, the culture, the arts, the culinary, the food, architecture, and I want to present it. And I contacted Bowers. Bowers was completely open to the idea. They're like, yeah, you can have this space, which is a giant fucking room.
Yeah,
that they gave
I remember that. Yeah,
a whole wing, and they agreed to it. And that's also what I kind of want to say really quickly. It's like I was definitely intimidated reaching out to Bowers. But it's all it takes is the will and to follow your vision. And like I said, the universe will provide. You know what I'm saying?
You don't lose.
You don't lose. You can't lose that way if you're, you know, if you're true to the idea. I got the grant. I got approved for it. Next thing you know, man, I photographed the city for about a year. I felt like I didn't leave Santa Ana for a year. Every weekend, every other day. I mean, my life was consumed in documenting different aspects of Santa Ana. And the main presentation was at Bowers Museum. And from there...
it was big.
Yeah, it was big. And from there, OCA, the Orange County Contemporary Center of Arts, hosted it as well.
In Fullerton?
No, here in Santa Ana,
OCA.
Okay. In downtown. And it was great, man. It was like fucking, it was, you know, kind of like my tribute to the city where I grew up in.
Well that's a I mean, not a blessing, but that's like how many people, how many of the raza get to say they hosted
a show
at a museum, and especially Bowers is like the Orange County Museum.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a good opportunity.
I remember, because I remember being a kid walking into Bowers. You know, I mean, I think everybody's had field trips to Bowers, and being able to show your work there for the city of Santa Ana, it's definitely one of the highlights. But you know, I'm not sure, but you know, there are more highlights to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, Fred, I want to thank you for coming in. You know, I appreciate it.
Man.
It's an honor. You know, any shout outs you want to give out?
Shout out to my boy Jovan, to Michael Zubrowski, My girl Angela, who's supported me for this time, and just the whole art scene in downtown Santa Ana. Like we've been putting it down. I know things are crazy right now with the whole pandemic, but as artists, as musicians, it's our job to keep that fucking fire burning. And as things ease up, as more opportunities come into play, we got to be out there, and we got to be the ones that make things happen visually, musically. Like if we don't do it, it's just passing the torch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's from everything that happened. That's all I hope, man. Just like the creative energy just never ends, and that's pretty much that's what I got to say. You know what I'm saying?
Cinco de Mayo's coming up. What you got planned?
Right.
What you got planned tomorrow? I mean, it might take me a day or two to upload this, but it's 4 de Mayo. May the 4th be with you. I've been hearing that all day in the radio. But tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo.
That's right.
We got the Canelo fight,
Is that happening tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo?
No, Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
I'm a Canelo fan, so one way or another, I'll watch
Arriba
that.
Guadalajara.
And, we had the Andy Ruiz fight. It's a Mayo thing. But Cinco de Mayo's tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody has a good time. Diles where they could reach you at?
They can see my work on Instagram at Stoopdown. And my website is stoopdown.com. Just stooping down.
Check out his Instagram. Bunch of pictures. You'll see the pictures of Santana, all the protests or rioting, whatever you want to call it.
Most people don't know, like Stoop Down. That came to me when I lived in New York for about a little over a year in Harlem, and we used to chill on the stoop, and like just chill with like the Puerto Rican cats there. They thought I was fucking Puerto Rican, dude.
Yeah.
They used to see me. They're like, "Hey, man,
I think
like,
you're Puerto
Mexicans,
Rican, bro."
I know, right? I think I'm Puerto Rican. No, but I remember it was funny. They're like, "Man, Mexicans don't grow that fucking big." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's funny. Like I don't really get to express it, but that's for because we just chill on the stoop.
That's dope. Well, I got kind of inspired by the calling sideways. Kind of came out for stoop down because I remember why stoop down? Because you said it sounds bad. Stoop down.
And stoop down sounds dope.
And I think like sideways. Sideways, same idea. Sideways.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
So Fred is a good my cuñado, good homie, and
the cuñado,
and
status.
He's my cuñado, but on top of that, a brother and a friend.
Of course,
we've been doing our thing for a good while. Got to see a little bit of his struggles, but that's why I brought him in here. Show some support, look him up, follow him. Check out his pictures, like I was gonna say earlier. He has pictures of random stuff, of girls, of men and girls with beards, men with wigs, random stuff. To be honestly, so check out his stuff. Support.
The more
him.
interesting, the better.
Support your raza. That's what I mean, and support anybody that's doing good and give back. Eventually, I'll have more people in here. But once again, thank you, Fred.
Of course. Thank you for keeping this going, man. The podcast, it's gonna flourish.
Down. I've been busy, but little by little, I'm not gonna stop. So, stay tuned. It's your boy Dwell, aka Mr. J. Stoop down, coming at you sideways, and stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Peace.
That's what's up? Peace, homies.